Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City of Norwich Commission on the City Plan, September 15th, 2020 meeting. Dan Daneska, Assistant City Planner. I'm just going to read a few rules before I turn it over to Frank to open the meeting. This is a web-based meeting, so we're operating under the following procedures. The session is being audio recorded just like every other CCP meeting. We're also video recording the proceedings today. To ensure sound quality, please mute yourself unless you're ready to speak. We don't have any applicants or members of the public tonight. We don't have any public hearings. So I'll skip all that and turn it over to you to get going, Frank.
All right, thank you, Dan. So the meeting is called to order, and I assume you can do a roll call and tell me we've got a...
We do. I have Frank Manfredi, Les King is signed in, Jason Corder, Singh is signed in, and Kathy is signed in.
Is Frank still there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you keep muting for some reason.
Dan?
So I will say for some reason, Frank, your phone line is merged with one of Jason's logins. So I don't know if Jason, you keep muting that. You're actually muting Frank. I don't know how that happened tonight, but one of the Jasons is actually Frank on the chat box participant list.
Okay, can you hear me at this point?
Yes, sir.
Well, this is Frank, also known as Jason. So I don't know if anybody heard me before, but well.
Keeps happening.
And at this point, I would ask for a motion to approve the June 25th and August 18th meeting minutes.
This is Singh. I entertain the motion to approve minutes for June 25th and August 18th, 2020 special meeting.
Okay, and can we get a second, please?
This is Les. I'll second it.
All right, thank you, Singh and Les. Any discussion of the minutes? There being none, well, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'll take that as a unanimous vote, and the minutes are approved. Then I see we have communications from the State Siting Council.
Yep.
Yep. So I'll take care of that, Frank. This is Deanna.
Hi,
Docket. Hi, how are you? Good evening, everyone. Docket 491 is a Cellco Partnership DBA Verizon Wireless application for a certificate of environmental capability and public need for the construction, maintenance, operation of a telecommunications facility at 110 Yantic Lane, Norwich, Connecticut. The public hearing for this new cell tower, which does not have local jurisdiction, the jurisdiction is the Siting Council for a new tower, is Thursday, October 29th, 2020. In the comments session starts at 6:30. I just wanted to let you know that staff and MPU has commented on this and looked at it already. They are not going to co-locate on the water tower that's on the property because MPU does not prefer that they do that. But just to give you a visual, the tower will be less in height than what we already have on the site right now with the water tower. I believe there's an easement for MPU, and they're going to allow them to use that same easement to get out to the site. And it looks as though it complies with all the zoning setbacks and those kind of things. So they've been working with the city and getting our input ahead of time on this. So, but I wanted to give you all the information about that if you were interested.
So I have a question. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. So is that, it's located on the same property that the tower is located on?
I believe so, the water tower, yes.
Okay, because that water tower is actually, is on Phelan. So they must have frontage on Yantic too?
Yeah,
Well,
the
they're-
driveway
the
is
property-
from Yantic.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dan, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, there's an access road from Yantic Lane that I believe they're locating along.
Because the access to the tower is actually from Phelan. So they also have an access from Yantic?
I believe so.
All right. No big deal. I was just wanted to make sure it's on that same property.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's all I have to comment on that communication, unless anyone has any more questions besides Kathy's. All right, Frank, if you want to move along, we can continue.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, I feel like the commercial for the telephones, because they keep going in and out. So we don't have any new business or old business, no extensions and no bond reductions. So the only business I see on the agenda is one, a request for termination of a re-subdivision approval, number 424, 35 Gifford Street, property of Eric Arlia and Crystal Howard Arlia. Is that
Yeah,
correct, Jan?
yes. So I have a letter from Heller and McCoy, and it's on the website here too, that actually they've already taken the steps to terminate the subdivision by merging the lots together, creating a new warranty deed and filing that. But because the re-subdivision was approved by the commission, I thought it would be a house cleaning effort for us just to take a formal termination of this. So that I would ask, so we can put it in the file, put this to rest, because we know that it's been merged already. So if we could get a motion for the termination of the re-subdivision 424, I'd appreciate it.
Can somebody make that motion, please?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the request for termination of re-subdivision approval number 424 at 35 Gifford Street.
Okay, and do we have a second?
I'll second that. Kathy was.
Okay, so we have the motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just want to make sure. So there has been this is just a subdivision on a street. There were no improvements or anything like that required. Is that correct?
No, I believe there wasn't. It was just on the street, 3 lots that were, they were split out, and it was a re-subdivision, and then the same ownership, and they just decided to merge them all back together, Kathy.
Oh, well, I guess, well, that's their own prerogative. All right. No problem with
Yeah.
me.
They don't need permission to do that, but we're unapproving the subdivision, I guess.
Yes,
Or
we're just
accepting
terminating that approval.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a first and a second.
Yeah. All in favor?
All right.
All right.
So, any nays? No, so in that case, the motion carries and the termination of the re-subdivision is approved.
Great, thank you.
The second thing under business is an adoption of the 2021 calendar and a meeting room change.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let you know, if you look at the 2021 calendar, if you can show that, there's a couple changes in the dates, only because the way the holidays fall that month. So the first 2 dates are later in the month. They're not the 3rd Tuesday. The first one is the 4th Tuesday, and the second in February is also the 4th Tuesday. And then December 14th at the end of the year is 2nd Tuesday. We also have a move to room 319, which is the smaller room, because of the school consolidation. I don't know what you want to call that committee. is meeting the same time as CCP, and they have requested to have room 335. But I have informed the city manager's office if we have a public hearing that we need to be moved, and they will put us in the council chambers for any public hearing. So we're going to use 319. Again, this is depending on if we actually have meetings in person, because right now we're still going virtually for a little while, as far as I can see. So, but I will make sure that we have appropriate rooms should we have a public hearing.
Okay, thank you. So we don't
All
have
right.
to make any motions in connection with the calendar, do we, or do you want a motion?
It's great to make a motion to adopt it, because then it recognizes that you're accepting these, a couple of the dates are changed.
Right. I just have to, I cannot go to any meetings on the 4th Tuesday of the month. So just know that if you need a quorum, I won't be available.
Thank you, Kathy. We'll make note of that.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the calendar for 2021, and also if we could get it sent out to everybody.
Yep.
This
Yeah,
is
that would be
Singh.
good.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Singh. Frank, are you there?
Apparently I got off again. Can you hear me?
Yep. So we got a first from Les and a second from Singh.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, Frank, we can all hear you.
I don't know, this is very distressing. All right, so we have a first and a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, any opposed? So the calendar and the meeting room change is adopted if we have meetings in person. All right.
Great,
and
thank
then,
you.
There is the reminder for a POCD PIC meeting on 11/18/2020, and
Yep.
that we're going to be holding a special meeting in October at some point.
Yeah, just to do the adoption of the calendar, the clerk's office is asking for calendars to be in October so they can prepare those, especially with the election year. It's just going to be crazy for them in November. So that's why we'll hold a special meeting, and just maybe a lunch one just to get the dates accepted on that.
Oh.
All right, maybe we can just do that by email or something rather than actually having a meeting. If you just
Yep, I
circulate the
could see that.
calendar, we can just vote on it.
Okay, I'll see if I can do that.
All right.
And then the last thing, Frank, is just the staff report, and this is just an update. We did hold interviews, one interview for a village district consultant, and, hold on, let me find that. And Kathy and Les, thank you for participating. We had to do it virtually with the village district consultant, Silver Petroselli and Associates, and Eris Stallis, landscape architect. And I thought it was a great interview. They were the only ones that had applied to be our village district consultant. And we've been negotiating, or I'd asked them to send me the fee structure since we're going to go with them. And I just did receive this yesterday. I think it's a little high for their fees for the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 applications. So I need to go back to the drawing board with them and ask them to revisit this, because I think the simplicity of like a tier 1 application, which could be something as simple as somebody changing a window out or a door or a sign, I think they're a little out of the ballpark for Norwich. So, and I don't think we're going to have compliance, and we're going to have a lot of pushback with the fee rate that they are proposing. So I'm going to try to negotiate with them, and if we can't come to some kind of agreement that's more fair as far as prices, we'll have to decide if we're going to revisit by going out again, or we can. One of the things in the general statute is a AICP certified planner can do village district reviews, and I am qualified to do that, as well as other planners in the region that can do that. It's just nice to have an outside professional consultant do it who has the architectural background to look at these, but we also need to be aware of those financial constraints on people when they're opening businesses, and we don't want them to be severely impacted by high costs of of consultant reviews. So I'm going to see what I can do as far as working with them to get their prices down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did you
Can you
show
guys
us what,
hear me? Hello?
Go ahead,
Deanna,
Kathy.
what are the prices? Did you show us, or are they?
No, I can tell you. I mean, I'll verbally tell you that, like I said, it came in yesterday. So a tier 1 review, which I'm used to being, I'll just tell you, which is like usually between like, you know, 75 and 150 bucks, $725 with no
Oh,
visit.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
So I won't even go to the tier 2 or tier 3. Just that just gives
No,
you an
that's
idea what tier 1 was. So
out of control.
I think it's really, really out of the ballpark, especially
Yes.
since their fees for and I'm expecting, like, they have a principal, let's say a principal architect on their price ranges here, because I have their hourly rates, and architects $153 an hour. Well, I can expect that something like that should not be a more than 1 hour review. So I
Right.
want to say, hey, we want to set these rates that that is no more than 1 hour review at, you know, no more than $150, or, you know, or even maximum 200.
Right.
But Kathy, I think that they're so out of the ballpark.
Okay, I agree. Yep,
Yeah, and
you're
I-
100%
All right.
on the money there.
yeah, I
Yeah,
have a question.
well-
Yeah, I have a question of, is there a possibility to split it out? Could Council of Governments do a tier 1 and tier 2? And give the, like, a tier?
Well, I've had that conversation with them about it, and the same kind of concern that I have with me doing it is that they don't have an architect on board either, and they don't feel like making those architectural decisions. So at one point, we talked about them going out and getting a village district consultant for any of the communities that have a village district and using them, and they didn't move forward with that. They didn't have interest from enough communities, so they didn't move forward. We were on our own to do it.
Okay.
Deanna, when I
Yep.
was looking for someone in Preston, I contacted the Connecticut Trust for Historic Preservation, and
Yep.
I mean, maybe we should contact them because they were agreeing to do it for me. And, you know, it was a while ago, and they said they would do it for a reasonable price, you know, like maybe $200, or, you know, like a set
Yep.
fee,
Yep.
you know? So I think
Yep.
maybe we could call them.
Yep. I can reach out to them.
Yeah,
I mean,
why don't you
like
do
I said,
that?
I will.
Because
Like I said, you know, what they say in the statutes, that it has to be an AICP planner, an architect, a licensed architect, or a licensed landscaped architect. So if it was going to be for someone from Connecticut Trust for Historic Preservation, or for Preservation Connecticut, as they're now called, it would have to be one of their historic architects to do it. But that doesn't, you know, that could be fine too. You know, we just need to know what they would charge to do it. I mean, I really like the presentation we received. I think they would be, you know, we're good, but not for those rates. I just think they're out of line for our expectations here in Norwich.
Right, absolutely. I mean, you're right. People won't do anything. I mean, we'll just, I don't know.
It'll be a battle. They'll just
will
do
be
the
a
work,
battle.
and then we'll be fighting for them to pay the fee. They'll just do it. And so it's just, instead of being cooperative effort, it will be, you know, it'll just be a conflict all the time. And we don't want to work like that in the city. So I will continue before we, you know, obviously move forward with them. I will investigate some other options. Okay?
Yeah, and maybe you could do something with well, I don't know, what's the Connecticut Trust called now?
Preservation Connecticut.
Okay, Preservation Connecticut in conjunction with you, and as a, you know, as a staff for us, so that you get some of their historic input on it, might just work better.
Yep. And like I said, exactly. Maybe I just need to have someone just, you know, an architect just to help me go, yep, Deanna, I'm on board with you. And, you know, just to kind of give me some backup, and then I can sign off. And I just want to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck, and that, you know, it's a positive experience. Village districts are hard enough. And if we have a lot of pushback on this, we'll never get others adopted in the city where we want to do that.
Right, I agree, 100%.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Okay, so any other reports, Deanna?
I don't think so. Dan, do you have anything to add in? I guess one more thing I would want to say, Preservation Connecticut did on last Wednesday, the reason we canceled the POCD PIC meeting is because there was an award granted from Preservation Connecticut for 80 Broadway for the Cafe Otis building, so the old Otis Library, for their preservation of that building and the work that they did inside on that building. So Sophia LeWitt, Asif Cohen, and Carol LeWitt all received recognition for their work at 80 Broadway and their other work in the city of the other buildings that they have recently purchased and improving.
Yeah, that was very nice. That was a good award. They have done a lot of work. It'd be nice to
I
see-
guess one more thing I would say under staff report is I applied for a Vibrant Connecticut Initiative, a VCI grant, working with NCDC to see if we can get money for vanilla box build outs, planning, not for the build out, for the planning of vanilla boxes for our downtown area for first floors to, as part of preservation of our downtown, to at least get those planned out so people know how much it's going to cost to make the improvements to get these spaces ready for tenants. And that'd be really helpful for NCDC. So the city applied for that grant, and hopefully we'll hear soon.
Very good. Any
Thanks.
other business?
I guess, Deanna, if you want to also tell everybody regarding the Land Use Academy. I did get your email.
Oh, yeah. So I just sent out an email to you guys tonight that there's online training for the Land Use Academy. It's usually how to read a site plan and how to participate in meetings. And I sent that on to you. And I believe it's free training. I've gone before, several members have, but it's always good to refresh. So I just sent it along. And if you participate, you can sign up yourself. It's online. Just let me know if you go, because I'm trying to keep track of training that people do. Thank you, Singh.
My pleasure.
I'm done, Frank.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can we have a motion to adjourn then?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, last motion. Anybody second? Hopefully.
Second.
All right, second by Singh, all in favor?
All
Aye. Okay, so this,
Aye.
the meeting for September 15th is adjourned. Thank you all for
You guys
Thank
rock.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Frank.
everyone.
Thank you,
All right,
everyone.
Good night.
Bye.